Welcome to Gentle Anchor, a podcast hosted by mom and son, Michele and Noah. No topic too tender. We talk with honesty, curiosity, and zero taboo.
You're so cute. Hey, Driftmates. Welcome back to another episode of Gentle Anchor Podcast. I am Michele.
Dude, what's my hair doing? Sorry.
Who are you?
I'm just a dude with messy hair.
You're silly. Obviously, that's Noah.
Hey, guys.
We are so sorry that we missed you last week, but like I said in my video, if you saw it, Noah's school always comes first, and that means that if an episode has to be put aside, then that's what we do. So we are back, and we're excited. And what, Noah?
But you guys are going to be proud of me because I took my first in-person exam in grad school since undergrad, and I passed both of them. So,
Yay! Yes, we are proud of you.
or supposedly, I think I 100% passed one of them. I think I passed the other one.
I am proud of you no matter what. So
Well, thanks, fam.
always proud of the wonderful things that you're doing and the effort that you put in and the attention that you pay to your schooling because it's super important. So always proud of you, bud. This
Thanks.
episode, you're welcome. This episode is actually an idea that I had from like probably a month or two ago. And it's about kind of like music because we use music a lot in our family to relate to things. I always say there's a song for everything. And so we thought it would be fun. We did movies last time, but this is a little bit different of a take on it. This doesn't have life lessons. I think it's just how we use music in our lives for fun, for stress, for, songs that remind us of people, things like that. So we're going to talk about music. What do you think about that, Noah?
I think it's great. I like music.
I know. So let's head into that drift check. Noah, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of been a roller coaster, up downs. Some days have been better than the other. I've been really overwhelmed, and some days have been really kind of chill. Today was a really good day. I started my new rotation, so I'm on my third rotation of my first year, which is my last rotation of my first year of grad school. So we're getting there. We're
You're almost done
moving.
with the whole year,
Yeah,
which is so
which
exciting.
is terrifying.
No, it's exciting.
No, it's scary. It's like I know things and I don't think I know things.
I know.
And then I put it into action, or I'm talking to an athlete or something. I'm like, that sounded kind of smart.
I do that all the time.
I'll tell my friend something and I'll be like,
I know what I'm talking about.
as long as it's up to like the stomach, we're good. We just started the shoulder, so that's a little terrifying because the shoulder is a
This is
spooky.
serious.
His shoulder and elbow are kind of scary, but I have to take my cervical practical this week. So everything up to my neck and back of my head and stuff. Yeah, no, it's going well.
Good.
I'm currently at a high school now. That's kind of my last rotation this year. So see
Awesome.
what the high school has to offer.
And then you have exciting things coming into the summer, which we don't need to get into yet. So
No, but
that'd be
I'm
future episode.
working on summer internship applications. So
Yep. Awesome. So exciting. So good.
how
I am good. I'm good. I don't like I feel like, there's not much variation in my life these days. So, which is okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like Tuesday, Thursday I teach class and the rest of the days I'm usually preparing for teaching those classes, but on the weekend I try to, get in and do some, other things, and I feel like I have not been
like
very
go to the
good.
casino?
Well, I mean but I feel like I haven't been very social with, like, I try to visit friends and stuff, and I haven't been very good about that, Like, I'd like to do some, lunches or dinners or whatever with my friends, and I haven't been good about that, so I'm gonna get better at that. Other than
Oh,
that, I'm
well,
good.
great. At least you recognize kind of where you're at.
So,
So.
socials?
Are
What?
you well, I was gonna ask you a question.
Go ahead. Sure.
Lent started this week, and
Yeah.
are you participating? And if so, what are you doing for that?
Yes, I always actually partake in Lent. I was raised Catholic, not a very good practicing Catholic, but I feel like, as far as religion, and we won't get into it, but I feel like religion is a very personal thing, and my relationship with God is mine, and that's all I need to say about that. But so I personally partake in Lent every year, and so basically I give something up for until Easter. And I know that there's varying ways to do that. I give it up for the entire time. Some people take like Sundays off or whatever. I don't really know, but I don't do that. So I usually give up the same things every year. So I gave up like desserts, sweets, and I gave up fast food, and there's something else. Maybe not. But those are the things, because I used to give up a ton of things. So I used to give up soda, and I used to give up
For all my Minnesotans out there, pop.
pop. I used to give that up. And I used to give up ice cream solely because I eat a lot of ice cream, but that I just combined that into sweets. So anyway, I give up a lot of things, but I don't drink soda anymore, so I don't have to give that up. Oh, I give up fast food. I don't know if I said that. I did. I don't eat a lot of fast food, so I give that up anyway. The main thing is like sweets and things like that. And then I try to do something like for myself. So like this time I'm trying to maybe like get a little bit more exercise in and stuff. So that's not solely Lent. I do not sway from Lent. Like if I give it up, I don't mess with that. So the exercise thing is just for me kind of personally. So yeah. How about you? Are you giving anything up for Lent? Or are you partaking in Lent?
Tip. So when we were younger, we always participated in Lent.
Yeah.
And then I kind of stopped for a while. But I am using Lent as kind of a avenue to growing my relationship with God. Rather than kind of giving something up, I am utilizing it as a form of that kind of like growth and that like personal growth.
Awesome.
And so I am reading my scriptures and making sure that I pray daily.
Good
So
job.
I'm just kind of doing those two things throughout this entire Lent to hopefully one kind of strengthen my relationship, but also just kind of build that habit of doing those things that are kind of necessary.
Good job. I like to hear that. Prayer is always a good thing. So
Yes.
good for
So
you.
I started yesterday and I read 2 chapters and it's great. So
Yeah. Awesome.
I'm actually
Yeah.
gonna do that after this. So
Yay. Perfect. Okay.
yes.
Thank you for asking.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Socials. Do you want to do them or you want me to?
I never remember them. You got it.
Okay. Okay. So our socials are YouTube, and so you can watch us on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcast. And then we have our social media accounts are Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and I think that's all of them. And they are Gentle Anchor Podcast, and that's where we usually put out our clip teasers. And sometimes long form is on. We put long form videos on YouTube because it's the only place you can do that. But yeah, so check us out, subscribe, like, all free, never cost you anything. More subscribers that we have, the more people we reach that get to see our messages, and that's all we care about. So, and we appreciate all of our listeners that we have. So, thanks, guys. Okay, so here we go, getting into music. All right, so
You're so weak.
I know. Music. So I think that music has so many purposes in our lives, you know? Like it can be something that can just be for fun. You know, you can just, bop to it or dance, or it can be for some emotional support, or it can be healing, or it can invoke feelings and things like that. And so I think it's kind of cool to be able to use music in, have a relationship with music that is personal and, is also with others as well. So, do you have any feelings on music in that sense? You don't have to. I just
Yeah, no. I think the music is very individual.
yeah,
I kind of think that music is like the best part about music is that there's so many different genres and everybody goes, okay, like what kind of music do you listen to, right? And then so many different people have such different tastes in music. Some are super picky, some will listen to certain genres and others, like myself, will listen to it all.
yeah,
I think that music has a big role in people's lives. And I don't know, some people might say that like, oh, that song changed my life. And, in that terms, maybe it didn't. Uh, I have never had that where a
me either.
certain song has changed my life, but I do think that there is some aspect to I heard about this in science. One of my or I was listening to a talk or something, but like the something in your brain like that correlates like certain sounds within music can like be mentally stimulating and like it
Yeah,
can like calm you or relax you. So I don't know all the whole science behind it, but like there's something there that's like super
yeah.
helpful. So sometimes for me that kind of helps me. But
Yeah, so I don't know the same thing as you, but I have heard that there's like certain music plays at different hertz. And so there's like a sweet spot for what we is very pleasing to our ears. And if you hear it at that specific hertz, it can be soothing to the mind and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know the science behind that either, but yeah, that you
I'm
brought
not
that
a
up.
musician.
Me neither. Me neither. We just like what we like, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's kind of talk about, do you use music in your life to help you with like academic pressures? Is there like certain songs or certain rituals that you have using music to help you get through the day or when you're having a hard time or something like that?
I have different music for every different situation.
Okay.
So
Want to give us some
I
examples? You don't have, not
yeah,
all of them, but just,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
So I started with like academics. I mean, I've been doing academics since I was 4 years old, right?
Yeah.
Even in preschool, we're still, I call it academia because there's still a form of learning, right?
You're learning. Yeah, definitely.
So for however long it's been now, um, there has been music in my life with academics. In high school, I actually would come home after school and I don't know if it was necessarily like a rule you guys had or if it was just something Tab and I do because we cared a lot about it. But like we'd come home, we'd get like an hour break, but whether that was like snack, just kind of like that decompress, conversate, whatever it was, and then we both sat at the table and just did our
Did your homework.
homework.
Yep.
And we both just put our music on. And so for me, it got to the point where I kind of became dependent on music because I couldn't focus.
Right.
I was very much that person that needed like something to be going on because my mind was just bouncing so much. And it got to the point where I would do math and I couldn't actually solve
So
a math.
crazy to me.
Yeah, I actually couldn't solve a math problem without there being music going.
I
So
know, so crazy.
I would get in a math class and I like trained myself that I needed to hear music to understand what I was doing,
Yeah,
or at least, like, that's how I psychologically, I thought that's what I needed. So I'd go
right.
in class and I would struggle so much, but then I would go home and I would be doing the homework with music and I would do well.
You did great.
I'd be like, "Oh, this is easy," but then, like, in class, like, I'd be taking an exam, like, I don't know what's happening. And so it kinda happened that way that now I can't write papers without words in the background. I can't study without like, I can, but it's very hard for me. I actually read my textbooks now with words in the background
Oh,
because I just, like, my brain, like, is too overstimulated that if it has, like, 15 things going on, it, like, helps me focus.
that's funny.
So, for me, I know a lot of people will be like, "I need music that has no words or else I'll start, like, getting distracted." It's actually, like, that I need the words to kinda help me relax.
Yeah,
And so, yeah, in terms of academics, I am weird like that.
yeah, for sure. Do you have like, so okay, so you have songs that like, or like music gets you through that stuff. Do you
Yeah,
have songs that like hype songs?
of course.
Okay. What's your favorite hype song?
There's, like, a few. I don't know, I'm also that person that music varies, so if I
Yeah.
hear a song that I like, I'm
Yeah.
on that kick for a long time. I think that one of my number 1 hype songs, though, is "Yeah" by Usher.
I knew you were going to say that. I mean, it's such a bop. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the song that you play to, like, just get up and dance no matter
Yeah.
where you are.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, that song came out in 2004, and that's what the year I was born, so,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
um so that's kinda, like, one that never changes, and then there's been a few, I'll actually pull it up. There's been a few right now that have been on. I've kind
That
of
are
been
hype
getting
song?
I've been getting into rap a little bit,
Okay.
which is abnormal for me. I used to hate rap, but
Yeah.
one of my buddies, kinda got me on rap a little bit, and so I've been, shout out to him. I've been listening to Nokia by Drake and
Oh,
Hot by Young Thug and Gunna. Those have kind
okay.
of been like, if I need a pick me up, I've just kind of been
Okay.
putting those 2 on.
Yeah.
So, I
Of
don't know,
course
it's very dependent on just kinda, like, where I'm at
yeah.
and who I'm with and stuff like that.
I don't know if I would say I have hype songs, but, like, definitely, like, the, like, older pop songs, like, for music and stuff like when I think of there's songs that I think of, like, my clubbing days, right? So, like, there's, like, C+C Music Factory songs that are 100%, like, if I hear that song, I'm gonna, like, get up and bop, you know? Or,
Your
like
and my clubbing days are very different.
yes, But like I was literally out at the clubs, like dancing to these songs and stuff like that,
The club.
in the club. Yeah. What's the OPP? That's
So
like was a solid, hype song.
let me ask you this.
Okay.
When you think about kind of like the music you grew up on,
Yeah.
right? So for me, it was that, the 2008 to like 2014 was like the pop music, and now what he calls like the white girl bangers, right?
Okay. Sure.
Up to like your 2016s and stuff. That's like
Okay.
that's what you'll be somewhere and that's what goes on. You're like go crazy, right?
Okay. Yeah.
What did you and Aunt Nancy used to club listen to? Was it don't like what kind of music was it?
Yeah, it was like techno. Like there was like techno, but like, do you know what I'm talking about? CNC Music Factory. Do you know what song
No.
I'm talking about? Okay, hold on.
Oh wait, maybe.
Yeah.
I think I do,
Um,
actually.
yeah, but like it was just like literally club music. Like that's what they called it. Like that was the stuff that we went out to, to dancing stuff. And you have to remember, like it was the 90s. So like I was a literal huge. If you guys think I'm a One Direction fan, and you all know this because we've talked about it before, but I was a huge New Kids on the Block fan. Huge. Like from when I was like 16 to like 18, because they started out when I was that young, and they used to come to New York, like the New York area, the tri-state area all the time. And like I literally have been to like I think 20 to 25 New Kids on the Block concerts. And anytime they were at a venue in New York, like we just went, or New Jersey, like we just went, and that was the way that it was. And so I was a huge fan of that, of New Kids on the Block. But like, so the song by CNC Music Factory is Gonna Make You Sweat. And then
Swear.
yeah, I can't play it for you, but and another one is Ice Ice Baby
Ooh.
by Vanilla
Did you
Ice.
did you know that I know about the first 3 choruses of that, if not
Yeah,
more?
is that
Like,
right?
yeah.
All right.
I, I just I don't even need the lyrics, I could just do it.
Yeah, so like all of that, like
Okay, but
early 90s.
if you weren't in the club though, like, what did you listen to?
What did I listen to around that time? I was a huge Billy Joel fan.
Mm,
I listened to a lot of Billy Joel. I remember the first album that I ever bought with my own money was Belinda Carlisle, Heaven is a Place on Earth. What else did we listen to? I was a huge Billy Joel fan. I didn't like music to me didn't become much of like a very big thing until like I was probably like in my early 20s.
same.
So yeah. So I remember um Emery, my best friend that passed away, um, um, before Noah was born, she would make me tapes because she went away to college, and so she left. I stayed on my own, and she would make me tapes, and she would send me the tapes, and like they would have songs on them that like we like had listened to or whatever, or reminded us of things. And so I now like have songs that like if I think of her, they remind me of her. But I remember that one of the songs on there was a song by Van Morrison called Brown Eyed Girl. And
Oh,
yeah, I love it. So that reminds me of her. And I was just telling you before we started this episode that she's, like I said, she's passed away. And so the song that reminds me of her now is I'll Be There by the Escape Club, which is a really beautiful song and stuff. But there's always songs that remind me of her because she used to make me those tapes. And I just actually just thought of that as we were talking about it because which was super cool. Like I thought it was so fun. And like she just sent them to me all the time. It was pretty cool. So and then there's songs that do remind me of Aunt Nancy because Aunt Nancy and I used to do things together. And Aunt Nancy was so funny about the music that she listened to. But one of the anything by Yaz, and one of the big songs is Only You by Yaz. These are songs you got to check them out. And then Dreamer is another one that reminds me of her because she is such a dreamer. So yeah, so I think it's kind of my brother was huge into music because he worked when he left New York and went out to LA, he worked at a music store. And so he like got into all these sorts of music, all different sorts. And he was in Santa Monica, so like so different than like New York. They had just a different sound on the West Coast at that time, and the music was just so different. So he would like send me all these music like to listen to and stuff. He'd be like, "Oh, you got to listen to this, you got to listen to this." And I don't remember a lot of them now, but like one of the he got me into some I'm not even going to say the person that he got me into because it's not a good person anymore. But he got me into some of these like different bands and stuff that I listened to because he was like, like, "I just heard this today, you need to check this out," you know? So that was pretty cool, but yeah, he worked there for a lot of years. So if you ever do need, like, good, music to or if you're looking for different music, Uncle John's a good source for that.
Yeah, I think he put me on a few songs.
Yeah,
Put
yeah.
me on a few.
So, yeah. So I think but do think that's interesting because, like, as we were just saying, there's songs that remind you of people, right?
Well, I think it's interesting how the times have changed. I
Uh,
felt
uh,
badly because the other day I was talking to my preceptor,
yeah.
and we were talking about, like, when she was born compared to when I was born, just the music that she grew up listening to, and I accidentally said, I was like, "Yeah," I was like, "I love really old music," and she goes, "No, what do you classify as really old music?" And I was like, "Imma rephrase myself." I was like, "I did not mean to say really old music." I was
But you
like,
do like old music.
"I do." I was like, "But I didn't mean to say really old music," because
Yeah.
she goes, When time?" And
What are you talking about?
I was
Yeah.
like, like the '80s, '90s, like '70s, and she's like, "That is not that old," and I was like, "You're so right, it's not."
But you do they're older, right? I mean,
They're
70s
older,
musicians.
but yeah, I called it
Yeah.
really old.
Yeah. But you're good too because you've been exposed to, like, because through tap dancing or through musicals or whatever from when you were younger, you were exposed.
I would just say more so you and dad, but
Yeah, that too, but I mean, like, there's songs that are from, those old movies, like Singing in the Rain, that, like, you're
yeah,
exposed to because you watched those movies and stuff, so,
yeah.
like, Good Morning, which is one of our favorite, song, good morning, it's great to stay up late,"
Oh,
from Singing in the Rain.
now there's a different song now that is called Good
Oh.
Morning, I was like,
Oh, yeah, I know that one. But but I would say 70s and 80s are old. I mean, I don't know.
they're older,
Yeah,
but I mean, like
older. Yeah.
but I mean, you were born in the '70s, so are you really old?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. So, yeah, music has changed.
music has definitely changed.
But I one of the things that I would love to talk about is, like, if there are songs that remind you of people.
Mm, me, songs that remind me of people. Yes.
Okay.
Mm, I feel like a lot of different things kinda remind me of not necessarily particular songs, but again, different genres. I feel like anytime I hear a rock song, I kinda think of dad.
Yeah.
Anytime I hear One Direction, I unfortunately think of you,
Yeah. You
because it's
know,
just
you can say all you want about One Direction, but let's go back to whose
look,
fault it is
it's
that
not my
I
fault. Don't give me
Really?
that. Don't give me that.
Really? Really?
Let's
That's where we're
go.
gonna go with this.
Yes, I
Okay.
have a story to tell that our listeners might care about. They don't care about One Direction. Trust.
Okay.
Hear me out. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So
So One Direction.
I hear One Direction and I think of you. However, you and I do have like our like mom and son song, I guess, which is You Are My Sunshine. I don't ever actually listen to that song,
Yeah.
but like that is our song, right? So that song
Yeah.
particularly makes me think of you. Whenever I'm driving long places and I say on the road again, I think of Grammy
Okay.
and I start singing on the road again.
Alone again.
I don't know the actual song, like full song of that, but I do think of her.
I believe
Um,
it's Willie Nelson, you should check it out.
every time that we would go on long drives with her, she would and we'd take a stop or something, she'd be like, start singing on the road again. And I'm just like, on the road again.
You're on the road
Woohoo.
again.
And so there's that. Most country songs remind me of Taz.
Mhm.
And then I have like particular songs that remind me of my friends and stuff like that. The boys and I have stupid songs that we listen to, and so anytime I hear them, I think of those guys.
Yeah.
And then like my girlfriend and I have songs. We have a playlist together, so I hear those songs. But
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
love
I think it's just kind of like the people that you spend your time with and the music you listen to with them. Kind of you just associate specific memories with those songs. So
Yeah. I think that
oh,
that's
sorry, go
Go ahead.
ahead.
No,
I was
you.
gonna say, if you guys know the song "Knockin' Boots" by Luke Bryan, I associate that one to my driving instructor, this older dude, and he would always listen to the country radio when I would drive, and every single time that I got behind the wheel, "Knockin'
Knock
Boots"
boots
came on,
came.
and
That's
so
funny.
I learned the words to that song before I actually knew what the song was called,
Uh,
and so
that's funny.
I heard it, like, and I think Tabby played it for me one time, and I was singing it, and she's like, "Oh, you've heard this?" I'm like, "Boy, have I." So,
That's funny.
yes.
Um Yeah, I think like your dad and I have our song, which is "I Don't Want to Miss a Thing" by Aerosmith. Which, yeah, that's our song. But yeah, there's songs that remind me, like my friend Emily that passed away is Rascal Flatts. What the heck is it?
You
Are
got
you
it.
gonna, are you gonna tell me? What is
No,
it?
you got it.
I don't remember what it's called. See, don't you hate when you get put on the spot? Anyway, Noah's gonna tell me. What is it?
I don't know. I was hoping you remember what it
Oh,
was.
it's
It is. It's Rascal Flatts something.
yeah, I'll have to look that up, but that song reminds me of Emily. I was trying to there's a song called "In My Daughter's Eyes" by
Is
Martina
it My
McBride.
Wish?
Yeah, My Wish. My Wish by Rascal Flatts is what reminds me of Emily. I always wanted her to have everything in the world, and so My Wish for You. Yeah.
Lifehouse reminds me of you as well.
Oh yeah, I like Lifehouse. And then my mom is in my daughter's eyes because she would listen to that song for me, so it reminds me of her, my mommy, who passed away. And then I don't there's nothing for my dad. I told you about my ones for Amory, Aunt Nancy. You and I have You Are My Sunshine. And then I was going through all these songs and I was like, shit, I don't have a song that reminds me of Tabby.
I told you, guys, I'm the favorite child. You don't even
Right?
this moment right here just
And
tells you
so
all. I am the favorite child.
it wasn't because of that. And she and I talked about it. So like this is not new
Oh,
news to her.
don't listen to her. It is that.
But it was funny because I was like I don't but I realize it's because Tabby and I listen to a lot of music together now. And so there's so many things that remind me of her. Like anytime I listen to a Dixie Chicks song
I
reminds
was
me
just
of her.
saying, like, I was like, you don't hear, like, hear Dixie Chicks?
Yeah, Dixie Chicks always reminds me of
Or,
her.
sorry, the Chicks.
Yeah, Chicks, sorry. Because Tabby and I don't know, that was like we went to a concert together with that, but we've always just liked them together. And any Taylor Swift songs remind me of Tabby, just because we always joke. I refer to Taylor Swift as T Swizzle, and Tabby hates it, and so it makes her laugh. And so yeah, so it's fine. And there's actually a Taylor Swift song that does remind me of Tabby, and it's called "The Best Day." It says Taylor wrote that song for her mom, and so it's about their relationships. It is a very sweet song. So yeah, so no, you're not the favorite child, Noah.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's all the entire conversation I heard. I think Noah's my favorite. Noah's my favorite child. It's all I heard.
Yeah.
And no, it's
But
not selective hearing.
I just think that music is a good way to the thing about music and songs for people is that it's fun to be able to hear that and instantly like typically bring a good smile, like a smile to your face. Like, oh, like that, that song reminds me of something good. It reminds me of something, that nice that happened, or it reminds me of this person, and it's fun to recognize and remember those people. When I was 20 something, whatever, 23, went on a cross country trip with my cousin Kathleen. That kid, she was 16 at the time. That kid loved music, like just loved music. And I remember, like, I never really remember the songs or whatever, but I know we were in the car and the music was always playing and she was always bopping and the windows were open and she was just singing to every song on the radio. And I think that like those kinds of memories that can come up because of music that you can think about are always comforting and nice to have. So, yeah. Anyway, what were you going to say?
What do you my kind of question is like, you associate these songs with specific people, right?
Yeah.
And it could very easily be people from your past. Are you able to listen to the music that may have had, like, maybe it's just like kind of a sadder story, or kind of this person may have had a negative connotation in your life, or just kind of a negative impact in your life? Are you still able to, or not even negative, but just like they're just no longer part of your life, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, yeah.
you listen to these songs. Are you able to listen to them without, like, having that thought of, "Oh, this song reminds me of this person for these reasons," like, or is that something that never goes away?
I when you ask that question and there's distinct songs that I have from past relationships and
That's what I was getting at.
yeah, that I have from past relationships that are very I don't know how to describe what they are, how I would describe how they are, but there's two distinct ones from my relationship that I had before I met and married your dad. And they both they're not bad because the relationship wasn't bad. So they're not bad. It's just that it always brings back memories of that relationship. And
Okay.
sometimes I don't want to be reminded of that. Sometimes it
Yeah.
doesn't matter, but sometimes I don't want to be reminded of it. And so, but you can't take it away, and it is what it is, right? And so the best thing that I can do is just try to say, you know what? It was something in my life that happened. It was supposed to happen. And, the music that goes along with it is just fine. Like I can make it what I want it to be, right?
Right.
I can make it be bad, or I can make it not be bad. And if I choose not to make it be a bad memory, then it's fine, because you're always going to have that. You're always going to have that. Don't you think?
Yeah. No, I think so.
Yeah. Do you have a similar kind of
Yeah. I mean,
thoughts?
like just past relationships.
Yeah.
Like there's like two particular songs
Yeah,
from
me
like
too.
two past relationships that like I hear and I don't every single time I go, like this was during this moment in
This
my
time
life.
in my life. Yeah.
Right? And like I don't know, honestly there's probably like 3 or 4 songs from those 2 specific people. And
Right.
I'm like, I hear them and I just go, "Hmm." And I just wonder myself, I'm like, am I ever going to not associate that song with that person?
Probably not.
Probably not, right? Like I'm
No.
always going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not it doesn't mean anything, it's just like I just,
Yeah.
like I do. Or I even have those moments where like I hear specific songs and I don't talk to these people anymore, but like the people that introduce these songs to me, like
Yeah.
I sit there and go, "Oh, like I remember the exact moment that you're like listening to this song."
I think that like a good example of that is you guys, when I guess you were a freshman and Tabby was a sophomore, you drove to school with one of our neighbor friends'
Yeah.
kids, and he introduced you guys to music,
Mhm.
like a certain band or whatever it was, and you're always going to remember that because of him, and you're always going to associate that with him.
What band was it? MKTO?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I mean, I forgot that, but yeah, now I remember it.
But
I
if you
know.
heard MKTO, I bet you would think of him.
I typically don't,
Oh,
not gonna lie.
okay. See, I do.
Yeah.
That's how I associate that one.
No, that's
Oh,
fair.
that's interesting.
I don't know,
Is there other music that he introduced you to that?
I mean, that dude introduced me to so much music.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, there's just, like honestly, there's just a lot of songs from my past relationship that, like
Yeah.
2, like yeah, those past 2, yeah.
For me, it's actually like not even like there are songs, but even the bands like
Interesting.
remind me of that. So even it might not be necessarily the song by the band, it's the band that if you say the band's name, oh, yep, that comes up. That triggers. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yep.
So
So
fair.
yeah.
Do you think with that though,
Take your
that
finger away from me
somebody
now.
sorry, do you think
Okay.
that somebody could, like, determine what kind of mood you're in based off the music you're playing? Or do you think that that doesn't really have that much of an effect?
I think based on one song, no.
No,
Like if
sorry. Say it's the same style of music
style.
for an hour.
Yeah.
Like,
I
do
think
you think
so
somebody would know
because
if you're in a good mood or a bad mood?
I think if you're I mean, I think if you make a playlist that's specifically for a certain time in your like life for something that's going on and you're playing that playlist, yeah. Like I don't know, like if you were here and you're playing some music and I kept hearing the same kind of songs going on in the background, I might come in and say, "Hey, what's going on?" But
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Which has happened before.
Yeah, like, I don't know if you can necessarily tell because sometimes, like, I will play, like, some melancholy things, but doesn't necessarily mean that I'm in that kinda mood, so
See, I guess that's fair. For me, depending on what stage of what emotion I'm feeling
yeah,
is the music I play.
that's cool. I usually play One Direction, so no matter what I'm feeling.
Yeah, silly. No, like I have my sad boy playlist. I have my
Uh,
worship playlist. Like on Sundays, I try to only listen to my worship music.
that's good.
Uh, if I need a hype music, I'll put on some rap or something. My homework playlist. But I walked in the apartment the other day, and one of my roommates was listening to music, and he was doing homework, and it was 4 sad songs in a row. And I walked up and I was like, "Hey man, like, are
You
you
good?
good?" He's like, "Yeah, why?" And I was like, I just had to check, like, you're kinda listening to some
Music.
sad music. He's like, "Oh," he's like, "No, I this is ju" he's like, "I just put a random playlist on, it's kinda got these sad songs." He's like, "I was listening to some, I don't know, some happy music about 5 minutes before you walked in." He's like, I was bumping." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Okay,
But
good. Gotta
but,
check in with you.
I just had to check in because, like, if you hear, like, Darth Vader music coming from my room, it's like some what is it? What does Sheldon say? I'm listening to Sheldon Cooper. He's like, I'm listening to omnipotence something music, and I have a towel over my head. Do you think I'm in a good mood or something?
Oh, I have no idea.
What is it? I
I
must
don't know.
find.
You can look it up. Um,
Yes.
I think, I'm saying to you that I listen to One Direction, right? Which is true. Like, I will get in my car and probably put One Direction on, but if I'm not listening to One Direction, then I will put on usually, like, Harry Styles, Louis Tomlinson, Niall Horan, Zayn, Malik, whatever, Liam Payne. Those their solo careers. But there's moments that I wanna listen to, like, other music, and Noah mentioned Lifehouse, which is one of my actual favorite bands, and so there's times that, like, I wanna listen to, those songs, and so then I'll put, like, those playlists on because, like, I'm looking for some kind of other emotions. One Direction is that just like, I just want to feel good kind of music kind of thing, right? But if I have other things that I'm like thinking about or that I'm trying to, if I'm feeling or whatever, that's usually when I put a different playlist on that has kind of that other music like Lifehouse or The Chicks or Billy Joel, like those kinds of things. Or if I'm just looking for a playlist that just has some fun music on it. So, yeah. Um I think music can go with your emotions, and I think that it's really cool that that can happen. Noah was excited he found whatever he was looking
I
for.
found a quote by Sheldon Cooper. It says, "There's ominous music playing, and there's an Afghan over my head. I don't know where you're from, but where I'm from, that means I'm not doing okay."
Oh,
And then it's this like picture of him. Yeah.
silly.
So that's if the boys see me like and you're like,
Feeling all angsty?
yeah, they angst. That's a good word.
Yeah.
They know that I'm clearly not doing okay.
Okay.
So I know that's off topic, but
That's okay.
oopsies.
Oopsies. I think we kind of covered it, some fun stuff about music and stuff, but one of the last things that what?
You never did. What's your take? That's okay.
Yeah. One of the last things that I wanted to ask you about is let's see if is there a song stuck in your head right now?
No, luckily.
Good. I know. Me neither. Me neither.
You
I am
know
so grateful.
Okay. So the last 3 weeks at clinical, like, I would always have a song stuck in my head. I had Olaf's "In Summer" stuck in my head the entire day.
Oh gosh.
And so I'm sitting there and I'm just
In
bouncing,
summer.
right? And the
Yeah.
athletes are looking at me like I am on, like, crack or something. And so I look at one of the athletes, I'm like, "Ah, I can't get a song stuck out of my head." They're like, "What is it?" And so I'm like, "You ever seen Frozen?" And they're like, who am I? Do I live under a rock? I was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, some people don't know things, right?" And I was like, "You know
Yeah.
the In Summer?" And they're like, "Yeah." I was like, "That one."
That's what's stuck in my head.
And then I had it wasn't a song, but like, the baby back ribs, like,
I wa
I had that stuck in my head for an entire 4 hours at clinical, and I was like, literally
Oh.
I was walking by, "Oh, my baby back, baby back."
I want my baby back.
And my person was like, "What is wrong with you?" So then I told her the story about how all this stuff happens, and she looks at me and goes, "Noah, I have a
Oh.
song stuck in my head today." It was like a completely different day. I was like, "Oh, no." She's like, "You know the monster trucks, Hot Wheels?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "One of the songs for those, like."
Oh, that's funny.
And so she's like, "My son made me watch this, so now I can't get it out of my." I
I'm
was like,
telling
"You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome."
I get songs stuck in my head all the time, and I am completely grateful that right now there is not a song stuck in my head. And to be quite honest with you, it is not usually One Direction. It is not usually a One Direction song that gets stuck in my head. I think because I listen to it so much, it doesn't get stuck in my head. So it's when I listen to something else that I'm
Does
getting
it
stuck in my
catch
head.
you?
Yeah, I'm just like,
So I
"Uh,
saw this thing the other day, and it was like, if you had to get one song stuck in your head for the rest of your life, like every day,
Absolutely not.
what song would you want it to be?
Absolutely not. There's a good what's your take?
And so I asked my cohort this, and they're like, "It has to be a song that I'm okay with, that I don't enjoy." Because
What?
because here's the thing, if you have a song that's, like, your favorite song and it's stuck in your head every single day, you're never gonna wanna listen to it.
I know, but you don't have a choice.
But oh, that's the thing, but, like, it has to be a song that you semi-enjoy, but also like,
Yeah.
oh, wait, maybe I was asking my athletes this instead of my cohort.
I don't
Oh,
know.
I think because I had that friggin' baby back rib stuck in my head.
Right? I don't think that I don't wanna even think about that. There's actually not a song that I would want to be stuck in my head over and over and over and over and over again. Tabby always says that the best way for her to get a song stuck out of her head is by
Just to listen
listening
to
to
it.
it. I don't
Do
know
you
if that
wanna
works.
know what I would say?
What?
Have you ever seen the movie Rio?
Why would I say no to that?
Because you hate birds?
'Cause I hate birds. I'm
Okay,
not
well
watching a fucking movie about a fucking bird that I don't
okay,
even care about, so
um,
no.
well,
Gross.
one of the songs that I constantly have stuck in my head is called Hot Wings, and
Good.
it's like yeah, and then, like, in parentheses, like, "I wanna party." So, anyways, it's like, "I wanna party, I wanna samba, and live my life a
See?
whole," and I had that stuck in my head all the time, so I might as well
Oh,
just be like, "And fly, samba, samba, master." Caleb and I used to listen to the song all the time in senior year. That's
see, that
he's the one
reminds you of
that
Caleb?
it does, actually, yeah.
Do you have a song that reminds you of race?
Yeah,
Do you?
yeah, it's "Take on Me."
Take on me.
Yeah, there was a few like, during senior year, we always used to sing that song and try to
Uh-huh.
get as like, he would be the one to get as high pitched as possible, and because I would like, my voice dropped a little bit too low during that. I was like,
Uh,
and I would have a voice crack every time. And so I hear that, and I'm like, I have a video of them singing "Take
yeah,
on Me." So,
that's cute.
mhm.
Yeah, so songs will do that to you. Yeah, I am grateful that I don't have anything stuck in my head right now. I was actually hoping all day because I knew that we were doing this episode, and I was like, "Please don't put anything in my head. Please don't put anything in my head. Please don't put anything in my head."
I'm gonna send you the Hot Wings, and you're gonna have to listen to it.
No, I won't.
You have to.
Anyway, that is probably a good note to end on. Do you have anything else you wanna add?
Nah, that was
No.
chaotic.
That was chaotic but fun. I think that, it's nice to get to do some of those funner episodes when they're funner. More fun. It's actually correct either way, just so you know, Mr.
I
Smarty
know it is,
Pants.
but I don't like it.
It doesn't matter.
Wanna party, I wanna samba.
So, I think it's fun to do some episodes where they're not as intense, and so, last time, even though we talked about movies, we kind of went into that deeper, lessons and learned. So this one was just fun. It was just fun for music to have music. Noah, stop it.
It's stuck in my head now.
Okay, great. So, with that, we really appreciate you guys listening to us, and I hope you're enjoying your episodes as much as we enjoy making them for you. And Noah, do you have anything you want to close with?
I couldn't find it, so it's
What
fine.
were you looking for?
There's a specific lyric that I was looking for that was in my head, but I had and I was it was gonna be like a cool outro.
We are very grateful for all of our drift mates, and we appreciate you guys listening. Every voice needs a safe harbor. Until next time, stay anchored in connection. Thanks, guys.